Welcome to my world, the ancient independent kingdom of Galloway, the lands you now know as Dumfries and Galloway. The characters you're about to encounter are based on historical accounts, but we're not claiming to be completely accurate. History is never fully accurately recorded. Did you know that the Kingdom of Galloway was independent? We were not part of what was then England, nor were we part of Scotland. My ancestors and my descendants, some of whom you'll meet on this journey, were the rulers of this land, the ancient clan MacDougall. And we still roam these lands today, known as the MacDowalls. We became known as the Lordship of Galloway. We were their kings and their queens, their princes and princesses, their chieftains. I am the Lionheart, warrior chieftain of Clan MacDougall, descendant of the indigenous Iron Age Navanti tribe that once lived here. My role now, as it has always been, is to be guardian to the wildlings of Galloway, my time-travelling companions, to protect and defend this realm and all who inhabit it at all costs. Welcome to the ancient independent kingdom of Galloway!
Hi, my name is Simon Lidwell and I work under the name of Wordsmith Crafts. What I do is I help people access their heritage, the invisible stuff of their past, mix it with the things they have today, as well as understanding where the object came from and the written history of it. You could also try making a replica of it and then wearing a replica of it, and hopefully to inspire people to think about how they can interact with that object and continue its story. Or using it, for example, a replica butter churn. It's very nicely made out of wood, but until you actually make butter, then you don't really understand just how amazing it is. You can take objects and you can remake them. You can take stories and you can retell them. But if you combine the objects and the stories and actual living people, then they can create characters that hold the story. They can create imaginative retellings of history or based on history, and they can also retell actual historical events. And by bringing to life in a character, it adds the missing things like the taste of butter. So another way I was involved in Hidden Histories was to help give people access to the skills they needed and the research so that they could make convincing characters for a historical setting, as well as to make imaginative characters where the history can be taken as inspiration for flights of fancy and amazing creative creations. We also managed to run events where historical characters could stand and tell newcomers the story of the place that they were standing. This way, the rubble, the bare stones, was brought to life through the perspective of somebody who could have lived at that time.
Having Hidden Histories in school this week has been absolutely fantastic. It's been really wonderful to see the engagement of the young people with the Hidden Histories team. The team have been fantastic, and their enthusiasm, their energy, and the creative way in which they've been working with the young people has been really inspiring. So it's been fantastic. I think it's absolutely essential that all of our young people, and indeed all of the local community, engage with their local history. So having an understanding and an awareness of the Abbey in particular, but also our local spaces and the heritage that comes from our local spaces, I think increases that engagement with all of those different areas. And I think if you understand and respect that history and that heritage, then you're going to pay more attention to what is around you. I've had some really wonderful conversations with people that didn't know that Lincluden Abbey was such an important monument and that really didn't know that it existed, and it's been fantastic for our young people to explore that. I think they'll take that back out into the community. I think they'll be having conversations at home, and I think there'll be a greater awareness in the local community of the really rich heritage that exists in this part of Dumfries. Love the fact that we have Lady Devil walking across the playground. That's certainly a figure that we've been finding out much more about. Really over the past year or so at Maxton High School, she has featured very prominently in our discussions, particularly thinking about our new campus. And really knowing what she did and the fantastic work that she did, particularly with Balliol College, the fact that she was a very powerful woman for the era. I think she's a huge role model, and she was instrumental in so many of the things that we take for granted. So having that connection with her, having the local connection with her is, I think, really important, and something that we will take with us into the new building, because we would like to do a bit of work perhaps through a house system involving some of the characters that you've brought to life for us. Young people have a better understanding of them, and we can use that to talk about the school values and to talk about how we interact as a school community moving forwards. And as I mentioned earlier, love the fact that we have Lady Devil walking across the playground. I have Vikings in my field. It's been an absolutely brilliant week for staff and students alike.
My favourite part was the shield wall, because I took main control and I liked the fact of learning something new. Yeah, I learned quite a bit about the history, because before, about the Abbey, I never really thought there was anything much interesting about it, but now realising it was a nunnery and learning lots of different facts, it's quite good. Yeah, take it into consideration what actually happened and how people got treated and that there, and take more care of it. I've enjoyed learning about all the different people and the roles they played and how it affected, what they've done affected other people, and how they've helped.
My favourite part was probably getting to learn about the Abbey. We got to learn about who'd built it and the past of it and who'd been in it and everything. So it was quite good to just the background to something that was close to us that we didn't really know what it was there for. At first I wasn't very sure what it was there for. I thought it was just there. I didn't know there was a background to it. And I think now that I know there is, it's something different. To be honest, I probably would have just sort of put the face and not really learned anything, just sit around, go out and that. But came in and learned stuff, so that's a bit better.
Okay, I'm Sal Kirby and I work with the Stove Network and Sleeping Giants as an associate artist, and work with Hidden Histories and do all sorts of mad stuff. Before I got involved with Sleeping Giants, and it changed my life quite dramatically actually. I was working in bars and drinking too much, partying too much, just had no direction really. I started off with Sleeping Giants with the Environmental Arts Festival, and that was about 4 years ago or something, 3 years ago. So it's kind of shaped my whole career from that point. From that I've worked on Game of Thrones through Hidden Histories project, and it's opened all these mad doors that I've never thought would happen to me in a million years. It's just these opportunities just kept popping up. It kind of got me in with these people, got me introduced, and I realised that I was actually quite good at events management, and it's just shaped everything from there. So yeah, big difference from about 4 years ago.
Up until the start of this year I was living in Lochside, and for the most part. I work with the Sleeping Giants programme, Hidden Histories, for mostly doing production on the events and planning. Hi, I'm Matthew Robinson. I'm 23 years old and I'm a labourer for hand. Before I got involved with the project, well, I suffer from depression, and up until I got into the project, I'd only just started being capable of accepting help that I needed and the support that I needed. And mostly through the project, I've gotten that. I'm now in the best standing I've ever had, mentally and emotionally. Well, like I said, I mostly do the production, so planning the events, planning the sessions that we run on a Tuesday night, and setting up, taking down, making sure it runs smoothly, and also viewing things from a health and safety perspective, making sure no one gets hurt and everything's safe. The most surprising thing would be how much it's helped me as a person. I certainly wasn't expecting that, and that's come from all the people, and now I have a career path that I'm chasing doing the production.